Hey guys, it's me, Retro Nemo. I'm giving a big fat spoiler alert for this video because I'm going to be spoiling some aspects of the series. It's an anthology series, so take that as you will with a grain of salt. And enjoy the video. Love, Death, and Robots is the most exciting thing to happen to animation since Spider-Verse came out. This show tore down everything that an animated series should be or has to be, and totally ran with it in an experimental direction that I can only describe as truly remarkable. I mean, leave it to Netflix, the experimental people, to make one of the most experimental and unique shows. I heard some stuff about the show before it came out, and I was like, okay, that looks interesting, but the title sounded kind of dumb to me. It's still kind of dumb, but I forgive it because the show's just so amazing. Love, Death, and Robots is an animated anthology series, executive produced by David Lynch, so you know this stuff's gonna be pretty weird. The stories range from sci-fi to what-if questions to just straight-up fantasy adventure, though I describe it most as sci-fi overall. Think like Black Mirror, but animated. Speaking of animation, that is the most exciting part of this series. Every episode is in a different, unique style. Imagine if you took The Amazing World of Gumball and put it in an oven, baked it at 350, and then this is what you get. It's amazing. Every single episode is beautiful in its own unique way. Some episodes are animated 2D. Some look like Mass Effect cutscenes. Some literally look like real life. There's no telling which you're gonna get. One episode looked incredibly similar to Spider-Verse in terms of its 2D on 3D style, though it had its own spin. It was incredible. There were certain parts where the characters actually spit on the camera. It was really grimy and disgusting, but I loved it. Not only does Love, Death, and Robots excel in animation, but also in storytelling. The writing and the story of every little vignette is it's a perfect story with characters you instantly love, worlds you instantly get pulled into. There's like 18 episodes, and for this video I binged probably like half of the series just straight through because I was so interested every time a new episode came on. The episode topics range from weird concepts like yogurt taking over the world, to an episode looking at all the ways Hitler could have died, to thought-provoking sci-fi horror thrillers. It's a super mixed bag. Every single voice actor that has been a part of the show is incredible at voice acting. I don't know how they got this many good actors. And the series is incredible at just shifting tones depending on the episode. Some episodes, like one featuring 3 robots looking at the dystopian apocalyptic civilization of former humanity, is one of the quirkiest and most enjoyable episodes of the series. Similarly enjoyable is the one featuring Topher freaking Grace. Topher Grace, what are you doing here, buddy? Where are you doing? You hopped from that 70s show up a couple tabs into this show. That's insane. But anyways, Topher Grace and his girlfriend discover that there is an entire civilization in their freezer, and I know that sounds weird, but I know for sure the second I said that out loud, you wanted to go find the episode and see what I'm talking about. They're like interesting thought pieces. What it really is at the end of the day is this goodie bag of incredible animation. It's like if they made 18 little short films and you got to watch them all for free. It's not free, Netflix, blah, blah, blah. But you know what I'm talking about. You sit down every episode with your popcorn, you know you're gonna get an interesting story with characters you like, thought-provoking questions, definitely a super interesting concept or world, and incredible animation. I'm excited to finish the rest of the series because I will sit down and have that exact same experience every time until I run out of episodes, and then I'll call my mom and then I'll cry. But that being said, I do have some gripes with Love, Death, and Robots. First of all, the name. Stupid name, but like, again, I forgive it. I think a lot of my gripe stems from the fact that Netflix doesn't have any S&P departments or any censorship things at all to prevent anything from being shown on screen. They literally made that show about kids who have sex, so pretty sure they don't care about anything else. At this point, they're off the edge. And I'm not by any means a prude, okay? I'm just saying that some stuff can be overdone. Gore is great sometimes, but you can definitely overdo gore. Nudity? It's a cool accent. I don't know, Game of Thrones did it. But sometimes there could be too much nudity. Like, there were points when I was just sitting there wondering, like, is this girl running around naked for half the episode because they wanted to do that and it was part of the story, or just because they knew they could? And by the way, let me touch on this really quick. From what I've seen, way more naked women than naked men. Just saying, it's not balanced enough. It gives off a vibe that there's just like a bunch of dude bros running this show. They're like, let's show some blood and some boobs. Yeah. It got pretty excessive. I mean, the very first episode, there's just like this random sex scene, and I keep thinking, is this sex scene there for the story, or is it there because they can? The answer is probably a little bit of both. I'm just saying they can overdo it sometimes. Same with the gore. Same with them just saying the F word. I mean, we all swear, but there's a point with swearing, as we all know, where it just sounds like it's trying to be too edgy, and it just becomes unnatural. But I want to hit on a point that I kind of mentioned earlier when I said the first episode I watched, because that might not be the first episode you watched. Apparently, Netflix is screwing around with their algorithm, and they're changing the episode order for people. I don't know why. They said they're just experimenting, and since it's an anthology series, it doesn't matter the order you watch it in. So why are you doing this, Netflix? The first episode I watched was literally the worst. It was like something about beast fighting. I don't know. It was kind of a good twist, but it was just like unnecessarily gory. And a lot of it was unpleasant to watch. That's another thing. This animation is beautiful, and a lot of times they use that beautiful animation to make some pretty gross stuff. So if you can get behind that, and if you like that, hey, here's your show. But if you're a little boy like me who doesn't like to see pools of hyper-realistic blood and gore and guts everywhere every 5 seconds, and you prefer just a really interesting story, then some episodes might not be for you. Just watch the yogurt one. I mean, that's pretty tame. Overall, Love, Death, and Robots is an incredible step forward for animation. I'm glad this show exists. I hope it brings in a whole new audience for animation, especially being on Netflix. I give Netflix praise for making a show like this in general and allowing it to happen because, you know, they're just great with that experimental stuff. If I had any changes, I would just say tone down some of the stuff that makes it so rated R because it comes off at times like they're just trying to be edgy for the sake of being edgy. Other than that, Love, Death, and Robots is an incredible experience for an animation fan and for a fan of storytelling, and definitely the casual viewer. Just don't watch it with your parents. Actually, that sounds like ill-advised advice. If you're a child, don't watch this at all. If you're a grown person, why are you watching Netflix with your parents? Are you over on Thanksgiving? What do you do? But as always, I want to know what you guys thought. Did you see Love, Death, and Robots? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in those comments down below. You can tweet to us at Roundtable Vids or me at @RetroNemo. As always, guys, if you want to consider helping out the Roundtable, you could become a member of the channel or support us on Patreon. There, you can get access to exclusive scripts and avatars. If you enjoyed this video, throw it a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content, guys. I'm RetroNemo. This is a review of Love, Death, and Robots, and I'll see you next time. Peace!